Hey guys, 7 WWE Rocks here. Today's video is going to be the top 5 nicest, coolest, best wrestlers I've met. This has nothing to do with, this wrestler was better than this wrestler, so I put him first. They could be, awful wrestlers, but if they were nice, they were cool when I met them, then I put them in this list. So it has nothing to do with wrestling ability because, I'd have AJ Styles going first. AJ Styles isn't even in this list. But before I start talking about that, I'm going to do DVD collection tomorrow, an entire DVD collection, all PWG, Ring of Honor, WWE, TNA, all that. And then another day, probably the day after, or some wrestling, if some big wrestling news hits, I might, skip a few days, and then on a day where I have no video idea, I'll do that. But I finally hung up my AJ Styles signed poster, framed it, so I have it with all my other posters, and I really want to show you guys that. So it looks really good, really cool, and I'm just really glad how it came out. So I can't wait to show you guys. But let's get into it right away. Top 5 wrestlers. Number 5 was Garrett Bischoff. If you remember him, he was in TNA, and he was Eric Bischoff's son. He used to be the ref, and I met him. Here's his autograph, and then he also autographed my program right there. It came out really nice. It looks really good, but he was really nice to me. He said, if I have a Twitter account, which I did, of course, and I, sent the picture to him, he'd retweet it. He did, and then I found out from my friend, like, months later, my friend was like, you're on Garrett Bischoff's Instagram page, and I was like, what? No. Looked on his Instagram page, and, yeah, he put that picture of me and him on there, so that was really cool of him. And he was just a really cool guy. He was, he didn't act like his autographs were like $30. He was like 5 for 2 autographs, I believe it was. So it was really cool of him to do that. Next, number 4, I'm going to use the program again. It was, if you guys remember, Dewey Barnes from TNA. Him and Norm Vernum would verse EC3, and EC3 would just kill them both. And they were really over, though. I think a lot of the fans really liked them just because it was like a dumb storyline. You knew EC3 was going to win, but the guys were hilarious. So Dewey Barnes also works the merch table. He does a lot with TNA, which is really cool. And I saw him at the merch table when I was buying something, and I was like, oh, dude, you're Dewey Barnes. I freaking love your matches with EC3. They're awesome. And he shook my hand. Like, he was so happy I noticed him. He shook my hand. And then he was like, do you have a program? Or do you have enough money to buy a program? And I was like, no, I don't. And he was like, oh, that's okay. And I'm walking by. I'm like, see you later. I'm walking by. And he calls me again and says, here, I'll just sign it for you. He flips over the program, and he signed it for me. He gave me a free program, and, yeah, signed it on the back. So that was really cool of Dewey Barnes, and I don't care, a lot of people are going to say, I don't even know who that is. I don't care. He's a good guy in my book, and it was really cool of him to do that. So that was number 4. Number 3 was XPac. He signed this and also my poster when I met Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. And, yeah, I have a poster. Go check out that video to show off the poster he signed. But he signed right there, of course, and he was really nice. He, looked in my eyes and stuff, and I think that's really good when wrestlers do that. Really nice of them. They're not just, oh, yeah, blah, blah, sign here it is. He looked in my eyes. He actually cared what I had to say. I met him to take a picture, and then when I met to get the autographs later, it was like 20, 30 minutes later, he remembered my name exactly, so that was really cool of him. And he's a caring guy, and Hall and Nash weren't that great. They were kind of, aside themselves, but XPac was really nice, and I was really happy to meet him. Really cool guy, and he was the first wrestler I ever met, so yeah, really nice guy, and yeah, he's number 3. Number 2, gotta give it to Bob Holly. He signed my book right here. Here's the picture. He signed the picture I got with him, Hardcore Holly, and then he signed the book. To Daniel, all the best to you, Hardcore Holly, which was really cool of him. He said him and his wife both watched my video that I made about him, so that was awesome to hear Hardcore Holly watched a video of mine. And him and his wife both follow me on Twitter, which is really cool of him, and he's just a really cool guy. He doesn't act like he's this big celebrity, which a lot of all these wrestlers on my list don't act like big celebrities, so he was really cool, really nice, and yeah, he's just a really good guy, he really gives back to the fans, which I think a lot of wrestlers don't do. He really gives back to the fans. It's really cool. So yeah, number 2 is going to go to Hardcore Holly. Number 1, because really I met all these great wrestlers that day, and it was a lot of fun, but they weren't really that cool. Tommy Dreamer, Mick Foley, Joey Ryan, none of them were that great. They signed it, they took a picture, and they said, all right, that's it. Really didn't talk to me. This guy did, and it was the last wrestler I met that day, which really made it great. Paul London. He is the freaking man. To Daniel, good journey, Paul London. I bought a shirt off him, and he told me earlier, at first I only got an autograph for this one. I'm hoping to get Brian Kendrick to sign it one day, but he signed it, and he said, if you buy a shirt, I'll sign another thing for it. And I was like, nah, I won't do that. Then I decided, yeah, I kind of want to get a Paul London shirt. So I went back and came to his table, and I was like, you don't have to sign me another autograph. I'll just take the shirt. And he was like, nah, deal's a deal. And he signed, yeah, this one again. So that was really cool of him. He talked to my mom, talked to my brother, and talked to me. He was just asking questions, how good of a time we were having and stuff, and where we came from. And he was really involved with us, and he looked you directly in the eyes. And that was really cool of him. He acted like he was just a regular person, just a regular friend. So Paul London, easily the best, best wrestler I've ever met, #1, and I think he always will be. But yeah, that's my top 5 wrestlers I've met. Don't forget, my Q&A is still on, so I'll answer the questions on Saturday. Go back to that video, ask a question if you haven't, and yeah, there's the top 5, man. Paul London, #1, the freaking man. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter @7WWE_Rocks. And yeah, thank you guys so much. And as always, have a nice day. Enjoy Raw tonight. It's Raw reunion. Bunch of legends are coming back. So enjoy that, guys. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you, guys.